welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about how to enact change in terms of technology within an organization. So we're going to go through all the things you need to talk about or think about or plan towards before you actually start making active change. So this video is going to be for anyone that's in management or potentially HR or leadership of an organization, because these are the areas that need to work together in order to achieve change. So I'm going to start off by talking about the first thing, which is the problem that you want to solve. So a lot of the time when people want to solve an IT problem, they already have a vendor in mind. You know, we need to bring in this technology because it's going to give us X, Y, or Z thing. People are very what I call married to this, married to the technology rather than the solution. So I like to take one step back and say, okay, what do we want to achieve, or what is the problem that we're trying to solve? And then at this point, it's really wonderful. I say wonderful. I say it's very impactful to talk to your staff. So that's management, that's C-suite, that's down to the most entry level person, because they are the people that are working with said problem. They probably have problems that they haven't raised as well. So it's an opportunity to kind of zoom out and capture the problem in the particular area that you'd like to solve for. And as I mentioned before, be vendor agnostic. Try to just get your problem onto a page, very bare bones. Just get it onto a page, understand what you're dealing with in the first place. So next, you need to look to the future. So when all is said and done, where do you want to be? So this is where your security roadmap comes in again. You need to understand and capture what your future state is. So depending on your industry, you know, sometimes you need to align with specific regulatory standards, or you just aim to be more automated or whatever it is. Try and consider exactly what you want in the future, so that even if you have to make a little step towards that, you're moving towards your big picture rather than just a point in time solution. And once you've done that, you need to communicate this with the workforce. So again, involve everyone. So from entry level all the way to senior staff, involve everyone that is part of the organization or that will be part of the change. It sounds like it will be very overwhelming, but long term, in terms of getting them to engage and actually support the movement, or the change you'd like to achieve, I feel like it's probably the biggest determinant of success when it comes to actually achieving the change and change that sticks, and then change where people get involved. Because the typical setup is that, you know, you say you want to implement some change, you might get some consultants in. Again, if you haven't involved staff in the beginning, there's often a lack of engagement. Not always, but there's often a lack of engagement because people think, you know, some random people are coming into our home to like change and tell us how to do things, and they're never too keen, compared to if you've involved them from the beginning and explained that, you know, the reason consultants are coming in is because we don't have the capacity or the skill set or whatever it is internally. It's more likely that the relationship is more symbiotic and people work a bit better with one another, because you don't want it to be a hostile environment. And then going on to my third point, start small and then gradually include more and more change. So go for the low hanging fruit. So the easy changes you're able to make, go for those first, and then present it back to the organization. Say, you know, this is the change we've achieved. And then by that, you'll get more buy-in from employees. They'll see the benefits of the small changes you've made. So when the big changes come, even if they don't know what it looks like in the future or they're a bit uncertain, there's a level of confidence that you'll have or you'll instill in them because you've shown them that, you know, we've done this change before and it went well. And the big part of this that makes it easiest to achieve said change is that when you've undergone that small little change, get feedback from people on all levels. So it's not enough to talk to just your manager to say, how did it go? As the champions of this change, you need to actually go into the organization. People need to see your face, they need to hear your voice, and you need to ask them directly, how did it go? Was it good? Was it bad? It's very time consuming and not everyone is keen on doing it, but I think it's always worth making the effort because long term, you're only as good as your people. So it's good to consider them in every step of the way and also keep them informed. It's possible that during this you make some changes. It's not a crime to make changes, but make sure again you go back and communicate to them, because that also shows that it's essentially, it demonstrates to them that you value their opinion and you're bringing them along on that journey as well. So to conclude, actively interview your workforce to understand what issues they're experiencing like day to day. So then when you're building the change plan, they understand that they're actually going to be benefits in it for them. So from day one, they're invested, and yeah, they should have an active part in forming the actual solution. When you're deciding on anything, try not to be too committed to vendors. Make sure that you're looking to the future and making sure that everything you choose is aligning with your overall security roadmap. So if you build that 5 years or 10 years in advance, even if you don't start executing, just have a view of where you're going in line with your business objectives. And then lastly, start off small and include more and more change gradually. Whilst you're doing this, make sure that you try to make the transition as smooth as possible. So don't bring in massive, drastic ways of change. Always test, always have like a pilot group that you test things with, and then you roll out to the rest of the organization once you start to build momentum. And yeah, my call to action at the end of this video is to consider the big picture from day one. It will always be far less expensive than having to tear something out and build from scratch again, because it doesn't align with where you want to be in the future. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.